You're listening to the Brian Donahue Podcast, a production of Trekking Jesus, boldly going into the farthest reaches of the galaxy with the gospel of Jesus Christ. Trekking Jesus is an online community for Trekkies who love Jesus to talk all things Trek, their faith, and everything in between. Join me and special guests from around the world as we engage in relevant discussions about Trekking Jesus. Let's get ready to fly and boldly go right now. And welcome to another episode of the Brian Donahue Podcast. I'm your host, Pastor Brian, and I am very pleased to welcome perhaps the most special guest I've ever had on the Brian Donahue Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, she is beautiful, she is smart, she's witty, and she also happens to be my daughter. Her name is Payton Joy Donahue, and she joins us today live from the Brian Donahue studio here in Canton, Ohio. Say hello to everybody, Payton.
Hi, everyone.
I'm so happy you're here, sweetheart. So we're going to talk about your life a little bit and things that you love. And ladies and gentlemen, she has watched a little bit of Star Trek. She's watched a couple of the movies. She's watched a few episodes with me. She's not per se a fan, but she does like some things about Star Trek, especially the Strange New Worlds musical episode. Do you remember that?
That one is my absolute favorite.
So if we're doing a segment, that is her all-time favorite episode ever of Star Trek. She sang the song, she was dancing, and then she wanted to hear the soundtrack afterwards. So we're getting that out of the way, but we're going to really learn about Payton and kind of what makes her tick and other things that she's interested in too on this very special episode of the Brian Donahue Podcast. But before then, we'll be right back after this. All right, and welcome back to the Brian Donahue Podcast. I'm here with my most favorite guest of all time, Payton Joy Donahue, the one, the only daughter of Brian Donahue. And I'm really excited. We mentioned that her all-time favorite Star Trek episode already is from Strange New Worlds, the musical one. It was fantastic. You really loved that, didn't you, Payton?
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Yeah, it had a lot of catchy songs in it, too, and nice dancing and everything. It was just fun. I think a lot of people liked it. But, Payton, you're not really technically a Trekkie, but you have a certain fandom right now that is really strong in your life that you really love reading and watching. What is your all-time favorite show right now?
Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Not the movies, the show.
Okay, why?
Well, I've never really watched the movies. Plus, the show, like, having multiple is just, like, better than watching, like, a 2-hour one. Because it covers, like, every show covers, like, 3 or 4 of the episodes. Chapters, my bad.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So instead of just having a thing that covers the entire thing, you can, like, if you're reading a certain chapter, after you finish those chapters, you can go and watch that chapter happen.
Wow, that's pretty cool. And I remember when we watched the series, was that on Disney Plus, I think?
Yeah, Disney Plus.
You really helped us know what was in the book, what it wasn't in the book. And that was kind of fun for your mom and brother and I to have you be so excited about new things you saw, but also how they actually portrayed stuff in the book was pretty cool. Were you pretty satisfied with that series and how it portrayed the book?
I mean, it's my favorite series, isn't it?
Okay. Was there anything in the book that they didn't put in the show that you can remember? Maybe you don't remember, but...
Well, I like Percy and Annabeth in the books. In book 5, they become a thing, but there's stuff leading up to it, like not them kissing or making out or anything.
Right.
But, like, there's definitely something between them. It's not that much in the show, but, like, I think I read something that said, like, after, like, having a break and not seeing each other, they have to make sure that everything's good and they don't want to rush the romantic stuff.
Right. Well, that makes sense. And I think they did that well in this series too. Like if they would have pushed that, it would have made, I think, adults like me and your mom not like the show as much. It would have felt too teeny boppy. Yeah. Even though they are a bunch of teenagers on the show, it still was a really engaging and really fun series to watch. And I found myself, like, just like my favorite show, Star Trek, like really caring about these characters. Like, I thought they did a fantastic job.
Yeah, I agree. But like one thing that helps with that is the character development. Like how Percy grows from being just like a troublemaking kid. I mean, he still does make trouble, but going from making a lot of trouble, like breaking a Shark Tank thing where it's like a walkway underneath.
Right. Yeah.
Well, like pressing the wrong lever to like fighting monsters like the ones in the Sea Monsters in the second book.
Yeah. That was really good. And you know what character I really liked in the show, and I'd be interested to know how much she's actually in the books, was Percy's mom. And she was she a demigod? What was she?
No. So Percy is Poseidon's son.
Yeah.
And his mom, Sally Jackson, is just a regular mortal.
Okay, she's just a mortal.
Yeah.
Okay. He's the demigod.
Yes.
That's right.
A demigod is someone who is half, I think how they described it in the book was half divine and half mortal.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Well, I thought they did, what I loved about that character, his mom, and Percy too, frankly, is that it was just good drama. Like, he's half in the world that we know, the world of mortals, but also in these mythical gods, right? Like he's getting pulled from both direction. He has love for his mom, love for his dad, right? And kind of trapped in the middle almost, trying to figure out what his place is.
I feel like that's every demigod. Like Annabeth, there's like history with her and her dad, and then there's history with her mom. I mean, not as much history with her mom as there is her dad, because like her dad like apparently was treating her like trash instead of like a gift like they should Athena kids.
Yeah.
She was just like left on his doorstep. And then he found a new wife, which I think made Annabeth a little mad with and then they had kids, and then her stepmom like treats her like trash. So I feel like
that's kind of like
she's like pulled in both directions because she loves her dad, but sometimes like she doesn't really want to be near him or around him.
Sure. And that's sometimes, like, that's kind of like real life. That's, you know, sometimes kids feel that way about mom and dad. Sometimes mom and dad feel that way about kids. I'm just saying. I know a family. But what else about the show? If there's something else about the show that why should someone else who doesn't know anything about these mythical creatures or gods, okay, or these stories, why would they want to watch this show or read these books?
Well, I got introduced by my all-time favorite teacher, Miss Fortune Trooper.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Like
Shout out to Miss Fortune Trooper, Lake Elementary.
Almost Mrs. Hartman. She's getting married over the summer. like reading like the first chapter, I was just hooked.
Right away, that quick of the first book.
Like,
okay.
The way Rick Riordan, I think, I don't know how to pronounce his last name correctly. Rick Riordan.
Right. Yeah.
How he just like, even the first page, it says like, if you're reading this for fun, like, go ahead, read it. But if you think you might be one of these people, just don't read it. Like,
really?
That to me is just like something that feels like, I feel like it's like in a way amusing, but in the same time it's like catching, like, ooh, I want to have more of this. And then like later, how it like. When I started, I didn't know any of this stuff. Like, I bet most people don't unless you're, like, a geek with Greek mythology.
Absolutely, yep. I think you're right.
And, like, reading these things, like, the first time I heard the Minotaur, I sort of knew what it was. But, like, I had to read more, and then it described. Like, he's good at describing what something is. If, like the Minotaur, I had no clue what that was about. But my teacher helped me, obviously, Miss Fortune Trooper.
Yeah.
But, like, reading these books, like, me being Christian and all, sometimes, like, if someone said something at school or something about me being a Christian or something about Jesus, sometimes I just read a book about Greek mythology and, like, seeing other people, like, I know they aren't real, I know it's fiction, but, like, them going through something, like, struggling, like, Percy with his stepdad, like, that stuff, that makes me feel like I'm a normal kid struggling with these things. Like, being pulled, like, I want to hang out with my friends, but they don't talk to me all the time. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which is sort of, like, sad. I mean, everyone goes through that.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone goes through this, like, when you're a kid, like, feeling excluded, feeling left out, feeling that you're not, like, enough.
Right.
But, like, then you find, like, I moved over to my cousin's table at lunch because that's where I normally see my friends the most, other than in classes, because they're each in, like, a different class. And, like, that helped a lot. Like, I laughed more in one day than I did over there in a week.
Right.
So, like, seeing Percy struggle, Annabelle struggle, Grover struggle, Tyson struggle, so-and-so struggle, like Clarice, man, I couldn't pronounce it. Like, seeing them struggle with these quests, like, it makes me feel like, oh, these people are struggling, so it's okay if I struggle.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's something that good cinema or movies or television or books, literature, can help us. And it's a Christian thing for sure, but it's just being human too, right? It's just understanding that we're actually not alone, that there's other people that go through or are going through what we're going through. And sometimes reading a fictional story can really help us understand ourselves, even understand the world a little bit better. And it can for sure be encouraging to us, right? To keep on going and to not give up, and to understand that in life there's ups and downs, right? There's challenges, there's hardships. There's also great victories and joy, but we can't really enjoy those great moments of joy and happiness and success if we don't have the hard stuff either. You know, we enjoy that good stuff all the more because of the hard stuff, even though nobody likes going through it.
Mm-hmm. Another reason you should read the book or watch the series is just because, like, the show, like, the actors just portray the characters perfectly. Like, Walker Scobell, the way he plays Percy, it's just, in a way, like, so miraculous. Like, he fits the character perfectly, except for, like, the description of Percy in the book and that stuff. Like, it's obviously going to be like that.
It's so hard for TV shows to be able to get the characters exactly right. Like, that's got to be so hard for TV, the directors and producers and the people that are in charge of casting. Like, that is a really hard thing. You're not going to please everybody who is a fan of the book. And sometimes you just have to get an actor who can hopefully catch fans' hearts, you know what I mean? And
yeah, that's a big reason. But, like, honestly, I know how, like, people sometimes say, like, the book is always better or the book's better than this. But, like, the show, like, I, in a way, feel that it's better than the books in some places.
Wow, really? Okay.
Because in books, I can let my imagination do it.
Yeah.
But, like, in the series, it sets everything out there right for me right away. So I don't have to wonder, like, I wonder what that looked like.
Right.
And have to think about it in my mind.
Yeah.
Having it on a show, that just sets out, like, what it looks like or how they describe it. And it makes, like, when I read the book again, I'm just like, oh, I immediately connect it to the show.
Yeah.
And I feel like watching the show and the book series, like, some things that I didn't understand while reading the book helped in the show. Or what I didn't, like, catch the first, like, in the show, I could reread it in the book.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. For me, I've talked about in the past on various different podcasts, actually, the fact that I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan, but I watched the movies before I ever read the books. And when I finally read the books, all three of them, and even The Hobbit, which I read The Hobbit before I saw the films, but The Lord of the Rings, the trilogy of that, when I went to read the books, it just made the movies come alive even more. It made the books come alive because there's more characters, there's more detail in the books, and it made me love the movies even more. And I think some people are book people. They're going to love the books better than any movie or TV show.
And there's people who love the movies and never read the books.
Oh, absolutely. But also people that love the movies or the books or the TV show, and then they go read the books. And I have found, at least, people then love the books just as much, because like I said before, you get all the detail, right? But then there's people, like you say, that they're never going to watch a movie based off a book because they love the book so much. They're happy with their imagination and how they dream about it, you know?
And then there's people that, like, if a movie is based off a book, they'll never ever watch it.
Yeah.
Like, they don't like reading at all.
Mm-hmm.
And they think, oh, it's going to be bad just because, like, the book is based off of a book.
Right.
But that is so wrong. I mean, Percy Jackson is just one of those things. Star Trek, wasn't that a book series first?
No. The Star Trek actually started out as a TV show in the late 60s.
Never mind.
And then, that's okay. And then they ended up writing, I mean, I've got a bunch of them over here on my shelves.
That's how I knew they ended
up, right. They ended up writing a bunch of books because of the show. In all the other shows that they've made since then. So Payton, Percy Jackson, big, huge fan of. What other book series do you like to read? So for the listeners listening to this podcast, Payton is an avid reader. She reads all the time. She outpaces me. Her mother's a reader too. I think that's where you get it from. But what is some other book series or books that you have really enjoyed?
Well, one of them, I have two that I want to share.
Okay.
The first one used to be my favorite series before I read Percy Jackson, was the Wing Feather Saga. It is so good. It's written by Andrew Peterson, and it's, in a way, what is the thing where it's, like, sort of based off of, like, the trilogy and stuff, and, like, Jesus, I can't remember. An analogy, something like that.
Not allegory, maybe,
allegory.
I think is the word.
It's like a half allegory, because it talks about the High King of Veneria, the Queen of Veneria, and then you have their three kids. The main characters in this book are Janner, the Throne Warden, who protects the second-born. I did not mean to say Janner again. Kalmar, he's the second-born. He's the king. And the third-born, Lily, she is the songman. And I forget which book it is. Like, their weird half-forged uncle guy thingy. He forces them to open the place where, like, the High King of Veneria can walk with God.
Mm-hmm.
Or walk with the Maker, as it calls it.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Like, again,
so it's got some connections to Christianity, and that's the whole point of it, right? Is to help you. It has principles and ideas and stuff that creatively they're talking about in different ways. Yeah.
And, like, I love the fiction side of it a little bit more than I love, like, the Bible side of it. Just because, like, there's 3 extra books that I know of out of the, I think there's 5 or 6 books. And one of them is the Pembroke's Creepateria.
Yep.
Creaturepedia.
Yes.
Thank you. I couldn't think of it.
You're welcome.
And, like, it shows all of the books in it. I got it for my birthday last year, I think. You guys definitely should get it if you have kids who love this book series. Even if they don't, you should definitely get it.
Yeah. The book series is fantastic. I know a lot of people that love it.
I mean, Mom doesn't like it just because for her it's hard to read. But, like, I can read it 24/7.
Well, you know, you just said something right there. Like, that is such a great thing about books and movies and everything. Like, sorry, the dog's barking upstairs. People, one book series or a book or an author that someone loves, another person might absolutely not like it all. They might not want to read it at all. Sometimes that's genre related, meaning it could be sci-fi. Not everybody likes sci-fi. Not everybody likes historical fiction. Not everybody likes fiction. They want to read autobiographies and real life stuff, you know, real stories of real people and real history. So it's okay if you don't like. We say that on the Big Sci-Fi podcast a lot. It's okay if you don't like this series from Star Trek or you don't like Star Trek. It's okay if you're a Star Wars fan instead. It's okay if you don't like Star Trek at all. But what do you like? Watch that, read that, enjoy it, have fun, learn what you can. And that's something I really appreciate about the books you read and the TV shows you watch, Payton, for the most part, is you really do learn from them and think about them, right?
I mean, the other book series I was going to mention. Holy crap, I'm blanking. Hold on, give me just a second. Oh, I remember.
Okay.
It's not Christian based, I don't think, or it's fiction. It takes I don't want to say the medieval times where there's lots of war. Like, sort of like after the medieval times, I guess you could say. And the main character is... Oh, no. Julie? No. I'm sorry. It's been like a couple days.
That's all right. You don't have to give us all the details.
Well, the main character, I forget her name. She lives on Mount Escol, which is a mining place in Linder. And one day, these people come to town. They said the people have declared, not the people. Oh my goodness. The priests have declared that the prince's new wife will be found in this area. And she's one of the girls there. And you have to be from 14 or 13 all the way up to like 17 to be able to get in. Because that's like sort of his
What's
range.
the name of this book again?
The Princess Academy.
Oh, we were reading that the other night together.
Yeah.
Okay, I did enjoy the few pages I read of that. Yeah.
And like it shows like her hardships and like what she has to go through to become like this princess sort of person.
Yeah, and if I recall, she was even like some of the other girls at the academy were struggling as to whether or not they really wanted to be step into this kind of high role, right? They were trying to figure out, is this what I really want out of life? You know, which was interesting.
And like some of the other girls, they were dissing the main character, if you know what that means.
Yep.
And then like, cause like she was the academy princess. Like she did the best out of all of them.
Yeah.
And like she learned so much from this to this, and such.
Yeah. So working through that adversity, right?
Yeah.
Working through
and stuff like that. And then in the second book, I finished it already, and I read it within 2 days.
That's fantastic. I love you so much. You're such a reader. You're much better than me at reading, and reading fast. I'm a slow reader. Like when I read, I'm almost like I just read slower. I just read slower is all. But you and your mom both can read fairly quickly.
We read like
yeah, and but anyways, so Payton, It's time to wrap up this segment of the podcast. I just want you to know, sweetheart, I love you. I'm proud of you. Thanks for coming on the show.
You're welcome.
I will have you on again soon, and we'll figure out what else we're going to talk about. Maybe you and I should pick an episode of Star Trek I think you'll really love, and we can watch it together, and then we can talk about that on the show. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be right back with another part of the Brian Donahue Podcast. So I'm standing here at Indian Run Christian Church, and on the bottom half of the property there is a field. And in that field, the grass has been ripped away, and it has been made way for a planting field. And there are different crops here at this field. And right now, today, I'm here waiting for a group of school kids, middle schoolers from the local school system, to come and help me and another gentleman from our church put out weed barrier over top of the potatoes that have been planted. This is a community garden that the church plants each year. It's rather large and expansive. This ain't no backyard garden, don't you know? But we're about to work with these school kids to make sure that these potatoes have the best opportunity to grow uninhibited into everything that they are meant to be, so that a lot of people can be fed over the next months as they grow and mature and are picked. And I'm standing here all alone, waiting for my colleague to come back from the building, waiting for the school kids to show up. And it just hits me like, man, sometimes life is hard, but you got to start somewhere. And you can't eat potatoes unless you plant them in the ground and do what's necessary to make sure they have every opportunity to grow the way they are supposed to. They don't just magically grow. Although from some perspective, maybe you could think that. But you really need to care for them. A farmer has to plant. They have to care for the soil. They have to water. They have to put down the right fertilizer. There's so many steps, and it is hard, laborious work. Yet, if you do all of those things, and if the weather cooperates, at the end of the season, we're going to have big, beautiful potatoes that are going to feed a lot of people in this community here in Northeast Ohio. But without the work, without the effort of growing, none of this would happen. And this church would not have the opportunity to serve its community in this wonderful way, to be an answer to hungerness, to be an answer for maybe even hope for some people who might ask the hard question like, why are you doing this? What's up with this? Why is a church feeding the community like this? And really the answer is, this is what we should do as Christians, is be the answer to hunger in our communities, be the answer to homelessness, be the answer to loneliness and depression, and offer helping hands wherever we can. And so these students are going to come, these amazing students, and they're going to get dirty in this garden. It's been raining a ton here in May throughout Northeast Ohio. But they're going to be a part of a community project that's going to make a big difference. And that's a big deal. And they're going to learn about hard work. Many of them maybe come from farms already. They already know about hard work. But perhaps some of them, for the first time, are going to get in a garden like this. And they're going to learn about what farming is and the hard work and effort it takes. And they're going to learn some amazing things. And they're going to do it together in community, which is really important, that we do things like this in community together. So that's it for today. Sometimes it takes work to grow. Life is hard sometimes, and that's what we have to do. So remember, it's worth the effort. It's worth it. Until next time, this is Pastor Brian.